Yo, pull up a chair, let the real talk begin. Faith on the table where the brothers lock in. Life gets heavy, but we stand our ground. Truth in the room when the circle comes round. No mask, no front, just real man here. Talking about faith through the doubt and the fear. From the grind of the week to the lessons we share. Welcome to the men's round table, pull up a chair. Men's round table series, step inside. Real men, real faith where the truths collide. Voices at the table where the stories get shared. Welcome to the men's round table, pull up a chair.
Many couples believe their biggest challenges will come from within their marriage, but often the greatest pressure comes from outside of it. Today's guest is the author and co-founder of Live Your Best Marriage. Through his experience in a cross-cultural marriage and years of helping couples navigate family expectations and cultural differences, our guests have discovered a powerful truth. Many marriages are falling apart, not because of a lack of love, but because they're being divided by pressures they never learned to face together. In the house with us, author and co-founder Pesa Shayo is with us today. Pesa, good to have you here, man. How are you?
Thank you very much, brother. I'm doing great.
I'm glad to have you here, man. I'm excited about our combo for today. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to be talking about boundaries, building a united front, which is a big story in my household, along with some other things. So let's go ahead and jump in.
Yes.
So, you know, your work seems to center around helping couples build what you call a united front.
Yes.
For me, we have a blended family in our home. And for me, a united front was the defining moment in our marriage. We were at a place probably about 3 to 5 years in, which is the toughest part of a marriage anyways, in most cases. And I was at a point where we had some questions about whether we were going to go forward or not.
Yeah.
And when we decided that, you know what, no matter what happens to the kids, no matter when they get old, up in age, and they leave and go on with their own lives, start their own families, guess who's still left in the house? Me and my wife. Yes. So when we decided we're going to have a united front, we were unstoppable at that point.
Yes.
So your work centered around that same kind of thing. Tell me what's the united front in your estimation, and how are you helping couples with that? Go ahead.
Thank you. So for us, what we believe united front is where the husband and wife are able to, when we talk about united front, we are not saying that we don't disagree. Yes, we disagree, but the first thing is we view each other as friends. So we see each other as friends. So even if, think about it, if you have a friend and you are having any issues with them, you always give them the benefit of doubt. You're like, you know what, it's my friend. Let me see what they really meant before I start reacting. And that's what we are trying to say here. See each other as friends, and then so that if there's any problems, you can always come and work through the problems first. And when we it comes to boundaries, especially from in-laws and other family pressures, just other pressures, we have found out that most of the problem is we don't view the problem as it's outside of us. Most of the couples, we look at a problem, we start fighting each other instead of coming together and then fighting the problem. Yes. And that little nuance, that little distinction that we have to come together to fight the problem is where we call the united front, coming together at all times. Yes.
I love that, Pesa. You know, I know there's a lot of couples who are probably going to be watching this either live or in the replay, and I don't know if it's a general thing that just happening in our world, but I see it so much, especially on social media, especially in the relationships in my social circle. I feel like we just go to outside sources for help. It seems to be our default. I don't know why exactly. When we decided, you know what, our default is back to talk to each other, we go to outside sources to get help. I don't understand that. Have you been seeing that in your work? Where people are kind of leaning on their mother or their father or their girlfriend who's unmarried? You know, talk about that a little bit, because
so for us, we see that a lot, especially if you are coming from a cross-cultural family where like one person is coming from another country where they believe that the family of origin is the most important thing. So they're coming from a place where the mom, the dad, the aunts, the cousins are so important. And then now they come over here, and the issue comes to the phones. So they have the phone, they have the WhatsApp group, they have the Facebook group, and they're literally constantly communicating the whole day. But what they have left out of that group is their spouse. So
Wow.
it's a family group, but the family group has been created in such a way that it's the family of origin. And now they are making decisions. People are complaining. They are viewing, you know what, your husband is not really the right man for you because, and they're having the whole this conversation there all day long. And then so when she comes home or when he comes home, he's already been poisoned. And there's no way. And so when we talk about United Front, we can say, okay, you need to be able to say this kind of conversation should not go on because I will support my husband or I will support my wife first.
Yeah.
They allow these conversations to go on and they just don't say anything. Yeah.
Incredible, man. Yeah. We can go a lot of places with that one for sure.
Yes.
I want to ask you about, just you mentioned about the United Front. I want to ask you more about when you mentioned the cross-cultural marriage situation. It sounds like you might be specializing in that.
Yes.
Give us an example of what that looks like without any unique names or identifier. Just kind of, you say cross-cultural marriage situation that has those kind of misunderstandings or communication gaps. Give us an example of that.
Yes. So when you get married, just any marriage, we always go in with assumptions. We are basically assuming this is how life is done. But when you are bringing two people from two different cultures, now these assumptions are being stacked on other things. So for example, how you spend money. One person might think, oh, you know what? I, as a husband, decide how to spend money. Somebody else comes into the marriage, thinks, you know what? We need to sit together as a family or as a couple to decide where the money goes because it's a family budget. Right. Sounds very simple until somebody who thinks they're the man and they will decide where the money goes is with somebody who thinks we need to come together. And they never really had this conversation before getting married. Like, how are we going to, like, how do we view money? Another problem we see in cross-cultural families is sending money home.
Okay.
Sending money home. Because somebody comes with this notion, they already have the assumption that they were the one who was brought over to this country, so they need to continue sending money to help their family back home. Sounds great until you are with somebody who believes that first we have to take care of ourselves first, and then if there's anything left, now we can decide to send or donate somewhere else. So when somebody has this obligation and they never had a conversation that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, it brings a lot of animosity in the house. And there's ways to handle these situations like, hey, let's talk about it and decide how we will be handling this for our family, not your culture, not my culture. How are we going to do it in our family? Basically, at the end, you are creating a different culture in your marriage, like a new. And like in my family, we call ours Team Shayo. So at the end we end up creating a Team Shayo culture where we pretty much decide how we're going to handle different situations in basically in our life.
I like it, man. Yes. Now, because this show is generally for all male audience, we're going to tailor the last couple of questions to the husbands, fathers, brothers, and sons that watch this show.
Yes.
And I know that a lot of marriages, my wife and I, next month would be 30 years for us. So we've been in the fire. We know what's going on.
Yes.
Many marriages kind of struggle with the whole in-law dynamics. We've seen a little bit of that.
Yep.
Conflict, loyalty conflicts. You've seen some of that. You mentioned that yourself. Expectations of the family. How, as a man, have you been able to navigate still being the leader of your household, but not trying to be the most dominant force in the household? How did you handle that? Because a lot of guys that are watching, don't know there's a difference? Go ahead and share
Yeah.
that.
Yes. So, and that's a really good question because I was raised in a place where it was male dominated. So the man was not only the leader of the house, but whatever he decided goes. Whatever he decided goes. That sounds very crazy until you realize that was what was going on. Now, in here, I am taking that role as a leader, but I'm not. So you are. So the role is of a leader, but at the same time, you are thinking, what if it was me trying to give my point, and somebody else doesn't listen? How would I like that? You see, sometimes you need to pause and think, okay, how would I like a situation where I have a great idea? I'm trying to express myself, but somebody else is just brushing it off and just making a decision. If you really understand that, and that goes back to the issue of being empathetic, the person that you are leading in the house does not mean that she's dumb or does not mean she doesn't really understand the situation.
Gotcha.
She understands and she wants, and also because she will also suffer the consequences of these decisions. If things go well, things will go well. But if things go bad from the decisions I make, she will also have to go through the consequences. And because of that, I make sure that her points are also considered. Because the idea that I make decisions and somebody will suffer from those decisions if things go wrong and they never had a seat on the table doesn't really work well with me.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more questions and we close the show out for today.
Yes.
So you are one of the things that I love that you do helping couples with is kind of identifying the underlying issue.
Yes.
Sometimes people who offer counsel, therapy, sometimes things in ministry circles, they deal so much with the symptom that they don't even realize what's causing the symptom.
Yes.
They can't even get there because they're still fighting with the symptom.
Yes.
What would you say is the most common recurring issue?
Yes.
Not the symptom, but the issue that you've seen so many times, and you know it's deep rooted in men especially. What have you seen?
So one thing I see is men. I've seen a lot that men, we are not willing to listen and stop defending our actions. So sometimes all we need to do is pause, listen, apologize, take responsibility if we need to take responsibility. I see that is a big thing that's missing. I had that problem for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Not taking responsibility and constantly defending myself. So in terms of my wife says something and I already have a rebuttal. I already know what she did last week and I'm going to defend myself instead of just pausing and saying, okay, what does she really mean here? So it's so good. So if we can just learn to pause, listen, and quit defending ourselves, we can get along farther. And also, I always say, when you're having some of these deep conversations, please put the phone away so that you can actually connect, look at each other.
That's good.
Put the phone away and just have a conversation. Yes.
Love it, man.
Yes.
One of the ways that, first off, one of the ways that we end our show is we do what's called the mirror check, where we ask a question and you share it with the audience and we kind of get them some assistance and some support.
Yes.
I have your website up on the screen, Pesa. It's unitedfrontmarriage.com for you guys that are not watching us yet, but you're listening to the show. unitedfrontmarriage.com. It's also going to be in the chat and in the show notes. Easy to find. If you have any challenges with it, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to get you connected to Pesa. All right, so the mirror check question for you, Pesa, is the last one for the show. If a husband or wife listening today realizes they've been protecting everybody else's feelings except their spouses, like that family influence we were talking about, that in-law dynamic.
Yes.
What's the question you think they need to ask themselves when they look in the mirror?
Okay. The question you need to ask yourself tonight, brother, is Why did I get married to her, to my wife? Most of the time, you got married because you loved her and you made a choice to get married to her. And that time when you are dating her, you are proposing, you are looking forward to get married to her, you really felt that this is the right one. Get that energy back, because it's the same person. You are the same person. Just get the energy back. Go back to that time when you are pursuing her, wanting her, calling her, texting her, sending her pictures, images, all that time, because that is what will bring that fun person that is not in the house at the moment. Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
It's real good, man.
Thank you.
So first off, thanks for being here, Pesa. Thanks for sharing your insights on marriage, man, and relationships. You're obviously doing great work out there. Thank you for doing that and for sharing it on the show. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, sir. I enjoy being here with you, and thank you just for getting our message out there.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure,
Yes.
man. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a married couple, or engaged couple, or somebody that's navigating the challenges of family expectations, cultural differences, or relationship conflicts. Strong marriages don't happen by accident. They are built intentionally. One conversation, one decision at a time. Reach out to Pesa at UnitedFrontMarriage.com, UnitedFrontMarriage.com. Please subscribe to our show, They Call Me Mr. You, the podcast, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com at They Call Me Mr. You, or you can just find it wherever you listen to your podcast from. Thanks again for joining us, and don't forget, the difference between who you are and who you could be is found in what you do every single day. This is the Men's Roundtable Series Spotlight. That's Pesa Shayo. I'm Mr. You. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Men's Roundtable Series, step inside. Real men, real faith, where the truths collide. Voices at the table where the stories get shared. Welcome to the Men's Roundtable, pull up a chair.